안녕하세요 여러분. 저는 마리벨입니다. Okay. So, hi guys. I am Maribel and I am back to tell you a little, I guess, story time of one of my experiences abroad. It was kind of very interesting. um so being abroad, they kind of tell you you are an ambassador of your country. Being bicultural, it's a thing, and I love it. And I think it really opens me to be more interested in, like, intrigued by other cultures, and that's why I ended up in Korea, where my story time takes place. So I ended up going to an MT. It was through my business school. Like, they put you into like a buddy system with like a Korean student that can basically be, they're your assigned friend. Organize this event where they take you up into a province area. We were out in like northern, it was like north to Seoul, vaguely remember that we took, I don't even know, we took line 1, I think, I don't even remember. But we took it up so far north that like literally there was no more subway. The point is there was no more metro. And you had to take the bus up into like this like house where we all had like a barbecue and we were playing games, and they were playing a lot of drinking games. So Korean culture, alright, they're heavy drinkers, like heavy drinkers. And so a lot of the games that we were playing were all in good like spirits or whatever, and then there's a lot of drinking games, and I'm not a fan of drinking because I hate drunk people, and I'm just like, oh, Lord, give me the patience. But in that, I don't know, I was having a good time with friends and everything, and I was meeting a lot of people, which is the whole point of this membership training, like MT. So that was very sweet and fun, until later in the night hits, and obviously those drinking games take an effect on people. And so me and a friend were very tired, but we were looking for one of our friends, and after finding him, all I remember is like, yeah, we were hanging and they had dogs, and I was just like, I don't want to be here. It was hot, and I was just like, I hate humidity. I just want to go to my like really air conditioned home in Wangsimni right now. And it was so I still get mad because I hated this. So I was like playing with the puppies, and there was like plenty of dogs out there, and I was like, oh, you're so cute, blah blah blah. This guy approaches me, don't even remember his name, don't care about him. All I knew is that he was either German German, I think it was German, actually he was German. He was just like, oh hey, what's your name, like we were kind of talking about like, oh, the dogs, and then he started asking me like, oh, what's your name, where are you from, blah 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 blah. And I was just like, oh yeah, Maribel, I'm from the States, America. And then he's like, oh, and then he's like, oh, Trump. And I was like, the moment he mentions Trump, I'm out. And like, he was questioning politics, and I was like, oh gosh, like I can't even talk about politics because obviously this guy was super wasted, like super drunk. And I was just like, I can't, like, I'm too sober for this, and you're too drunk to have a conversation about politics. So can we just not? Can we not? And soon after, he started talking about how, oh, and I was like, yeah, but it's, I don't know what it said, but I finalized my sentence with though at the end. And he's like, why do you use though like that? Like, he was questioning my English, obviously.
It was so crazy because like he was questioning my English, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't want to talk to you. You're so drunk. So he was like talking to me about American English when he was too drunk. I was like, I can't talk about like American grammar when you're drunk. Like, this is going nowhere, and I honestly don't care.
He was trying to lecture me on American English. So I told my friend, I am done with this. She was playing beer pong, or like soju pong, which is intense, with a couple of other friends there. And I was just like, guys, I really can't take.
I just couldn't take it anymore. And I was just like, okay, I'm out. Bye.
I saw him throughout campus a couple times, and I just pretended like I didn't know him, because clearly he was drunk. Clearly he didn't know who I was. I didn't care. But MTs, beware. There's lots of drinking. There's amazing people, though, because you're with your friends. You're having a good time. I told my friend, I was like, enjoy yourself, but I'm gonna go take a nap. So I just went upstairs when I realized that I'm not a fan of drunk people that are just everywhere and being super obnoxious. But I don't know. Definitely not a fan of those situations. And yeah, that was my story time of going to an MT. The morning after was an adventure. So yes, this was the highlight actually. Friends, they got too turned for their own good. And the next morning they ended up also sleeping, but we didn't realize that people actually stayed up till like 6 a.m. They left at 6 a.m. on the first train, or like they got on a bus. I don't even know how they did it. They got on a bus at like 6 a.m. and like started making their way back home, and they didn't even care to tell a lot of people. Like they told some people, which kind of sucked. I remember that I was asleep and I woke my two friends up because it was like 7 or 8 a.m. and I was like, guys, let's start making our way home. I don't want to arrive home like at 12 or rush hour when people are going places and I look like crap because I honestly took off all my makeup and I just wanted to go to bed. It was so funny because now that I think about it, it's so rude. But one left, right? And there was a couple guys that were still like knocked out. I don't want to deal with their attitude. So me and my friends, I was like, guys, gotta go. Let's go. I feel so sorry that I woke them up, but I was like, we gotta go. So on our way over, we got off the bus on like a wrong stop. We honestly didn't know how to get home. We're just like walking around. Oh my god, now that I think about it, it's so hilarious to me. Spanish kids and a Mexican American girl just walking around the farms of North Seoul. So I don't even know if that was Seoul anymore.
Just follow her. See that there is
I'm trying to find a bus stop because we couldn't find a bus stop, and we're just like, no buses go around here, and we're just walking. And I was like, guys, there's no buses. Like, what do we do? So we kind of walked like the same distance that we had walked with our group previous, until we got to the places near where that would take us. Like when we started seeing buildings, and like we finally found a bus stop. We finally found a bus stop, and finding that bus stop, oh, there was like so much sense of relief. And I was like, I think this goes in the right direction. And if it doesn't, well, the thing is, guys, there was in Seoul, you can find English on anything, like directions wise and stuff, but we were so far up north that there was no English on anything. So I was using my broken Korean, and my friend too, and she was just like, oh, I don't know what this says. And I was like, okay, like we were reading it, but obviously we didn't know what it meant, or like there was nothing that said Seoul. I was like, oh my god, how are we getting home? But we ended up getting on a bus that was going in the southern direction, and I was like, I'm good with directions. But we ended up getting to the location where we first started off of, which was the railway and metro system. And once you're in a metro, like that's so much easier. Like once we reached the metro, there was a sense of relief because we all knew where we were going after that. My friends lived in like Seoul Station area, and I lived in Wangsinli area. So I remember we were all on that train, and we were just like so fed up with everything because it was early morning. Obviously they were hungover, and I was just fed up with the world, and I was like, I hate drunk people. Like we had fun, but I'm hot, there's so many people in this train that are judging me right now because we look like crap, honestly. MT was interesting. Very. That was kind of my story of how I met a German kid that questioned my I don't know.
He just questioned, I guess what really triggered me is that he questioned my American English and he called it bad. And I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't really care.
And I knew that it shouldn't have bothered me, but it was bothering me so much that I was just like, I had a bad impression of him as a human from then on. So I was just so dismissive towards I'm pounding my hand. I was just so dismissive to like his behavior and just like drunk people in general. I was just trying to avoid them in my whole time in Korea, just because I honestly had a low tolerance for them. So that was one of my reasons for it. And then my story about getting lost, feeling hope. I never thought that Korean metro system could bring hope to me, but it brought hope. And I was like, oh, there's hope. We're getting home today, guys. We're getting home. And yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. I know that it's a little long and a little extensive, but that's a little story time of MT in Korea. Just like, yo, beware if you are studying abroad and in Korea and you have MTs. Make sure you're prepared. If you enjoyed this video and that you can, I don't know, leave some comments of what you think of this very weird story. And I don't know, messages of encouragement. Maybe I could be more tolerant to people that I don't like, but at this moment I just avoid them. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I think that was it. Alright then, bye guys, love you.